No snozberries.
The snozberries taste like snozberries. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And we have got our yearly BCS allotment ready for trial on the channel. So what we're going to try today are the three pretty much main variants, the ones that were the easiest to find, although most of them were pretty darn easy to find this year. They are producing these in a quantity I think we've never seen historically, so pretty easy to grab most of this stuff, but we're going to try the three main beers that they released this year, Goose Island, the Base Stout, the Bananas Foster, and then the Backyard Stout. Yeah. So we'll let you know what we think about these. Curious what your thoughts are as well. Ross?
So we're going to start off with the Base Stout, which, ironically enough, like I've had most of the BCS ones this year, but I haven't had the base yet.
Which is weird.
It is weird. The thing about the Base Stout that I really kind of like with the BCS series is you can get a good idea how the rest of the beers are going to be based off the base alone. So it's probably smarter to start with the Base Stout and then go from there, but here we are. I'm excited to get this one. So this is a 2020 variant. This one comes in at 14.6%, so nothing to sneeze at.
No, definitely not.
So let's get a nose on it.
Let's get a little nose on the base BCS from 2023. It's just good. It's just a good nose.
It's just such a classic. Like they don't miss on the barrel aging on this one. It's so well done every time.
Great barrel character.
Yeah. Nice
spirit character. Very sweet. Bit of vanilla coming through. Not a ton of dark fruits or anything like that, but very vanilla, sweet, spirit forward.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's check it out.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Year in, year out, maybe the most consistent, like Black Friday-ish barrel-aged beer we have on the channel. Really good barrel characteristics, nice little char, good vanilla characteristics coming out. It's in my opinion, it's kind of like the standard every year. This is like the standard barrel-aged beer that we get every single year.
Yeah, and this is a really darn good year for the base. I mean, this base is solid. It is the quintessential perfection base barrel-aged beer, barrel-aged stout that you can have. I mean, it's hitting all of the notes exactly how you'd expect them to be.
And the thing I always appreciate about like the barrel-aged one the base one for this year or this beer is it leaves a lot of room for the berries to kick in. If you want to throw, as we're going to explore pretty quick here, is if you want to throw some other variants or some sort of flavor into it, the base won't take that over.
No.
It sets it up very nicely to put whatever adjunct you want into it and let the adjunct be the adjunct. So.
Agreed. This is really, really good. Base variant, since the first time you've tried it, I'm going to have you score it first. Where do you feel this sits in Untappd?
4.25. Okay. It's a really good 4.25. And again, like I said, it leaves room for improvement, and nothing here will like take over anything else. I think it's just really well done.
Sure. I agree with you. I think a 4.25 is a really good score for this beer. Like I said, it sets the standard for what the rest of the series is every single year. This is a really good year, though.
Yeah.
I'm flirting between a 4.25 and a 4.5. I'm gonna leave it at a 4.25 because I think it probably falls closer that direction, but it's not that far away from a 4.5. This is just a really solid barrel-aged stout. It's really, really good.
All right, what do we got next?
Up next, we've got the Bananas Foster. Now, I believe this was the proprietor's stout in the late 2010s. Yeah. It was like 2018, I think.
Somewhere in there.
Might have been the timeline for when this was the prop. But they released it as the full distributed one of the full distributed variants this year, the Bananas Foster. So this is the same barrel-aged stout we just had, but with bananas, almonds, cassia bark, and other natural flavors that they do not describe. So I think the idea is like a banana bread style type stout here.
Banana Fosters.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So let's get a little nose on this thing. See what we think.
So this one comes in at 13.9, so a little bit less than the base. So.
Yes, a little bit less than the base. 13.9.
And I'll be honest, like as far as like variants go, this is probably one I was the most excited for in several years.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is right up my alley. So this one I was pretty excited for. So
to the nose we go.
Oh man. So for me, I get the same barrel characteristics I got off the base, but that banana really does come through for me. Without like it being Hefeweizen banana, it tastes like a kind of like alcoholic banana.
I definitely get banana on the nose. I also get a lot of cinnamon on the nose with this too. There's definitely a cinnamon vibe to the nose on this, for sure. But it smells really, really good.
Yeah.
Let's check this thing out.
Right.
Cheers. Bananas Foster, 2023. It's such a journey.
So the funny thing is, you say cinnamon. I've had this before. I've actually had it a few times since it came out. I'm getting more cinnamon now that you say that and everything. However, the banana kind of flavoring on this one is really, really good. I like what they do with it. I like kind of that, like, it's such an interesting beer because the only time I really get like that banana-y, clovey flavor is the Hefeweizens. So throwing a barrel-aged stout is such a unique kind of journey with this beer and everything.
Yeah, this is like it's almost an unnatural banana flavor. Yeah. Not that that's, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's not quite like what you get out of a Hefeweizen where you get kind of that like yeasty, like banana clovey flavor. This is like almost more, it's just like unnatural, like candy, like banana. That being said, though, that it's not bad. I get more cinnamon, though, on this than I get banana. The banana's there. I definitely get what they're going for from a tasting note perspective, and it hits you right up front on the palate. You get both the banana and you get this kind of, I get this cinnamon kind of like punch right up front. And both of those kind of battle each other through mid-palate and then out the back. I think it lingers more banana than cinnamon, but the cinnamon plays a prominent character from the front to the mid-palate on this, to me.
I think that's fair. And you and I aren't the biggest fans of cinnamon in beer. However, I think this does a really good job. And to your point, it's a confusing beer because we normally get that banana. We like that banana flavor in our Hefeweizens, and also we like that refreshing kind of. This is not, I would say, a refreshing beer. It's by no means. And so to have this barrel-aged stout that has a Hefeweizen kind of characteristic kind of coming out of it is confusing. It's confusing to the palate, but I think they do a really good job balancing everything out and keeping a really good flavor.
I agree.
All right, so where are you gonna put this one on Untappd?
I think the base is so good this year. The 2023 base is so good. I'm also going to put this at 4.25. I think this one has gotten a bit of bad press in some of the threads I follow and just reviews I've seen over the past month and a half since this has come out. I really like this. I think they did a good job with this. I think they nailed what that Bananas Foster, banana bread kind of characteristic should be. I don't think it's better than the base. Honestly, I would prefer the base over this. But it's a very, very tight race there. I'm going 4.25.
So it's fine because this is kind of boring but different. So I'm going to say 4.25 as well, but I would take this over the base. So I like this. I like the slight banana. I love banana. I just think it's such a good flavor and everything. If it's done well and done right, it's going to rank really high for me. I think they did this one well. So I have this at 4.25 as well, but I put this above the base.
Okay.
So,
all right. So last out of the what we will call standard variants of Bourbon County Stout this year, Ross, what are we trying?
So this is the Backyard Stout. So this one, I probably have to read the back again. So this one is a stout aged in bourbon barrels with mulberries, boysenberries, and marionberries. Which you would say these are like standard in the area or local to the area.
Yeah, so like a lot of the trees that they've planted, like in downtown Chicago, like on the streets, these berries are native to that area from the trees that have been planted. And from my understanding, most of the fruit that went into this batch of this Backyard Stout came locally out of Chicago and those trees.
Which is cool to see. I
yeah.
love seeing things like that. I know we've done a lot of like Wisconsin things. They have like cranberries and different things in it. I'll be honest, I've heard of boysenberries. I haven't heard the other two berries before. So when this one kind of came out, I was really perplexed on what I think of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a berry stout. Not usually my thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have had this, but I don't remember what I thought about it.
Yeah, I think this is one of the. We had this on Black Friday. We probably had several other beers before, so I don't really remember how this one comes out. So I'm excited to kind of try it again with this. So.
Yes. All right. To the nose we go on the Backyard Stout.
And this one comes in at 12.9, so it's the lowest of the three. The most.
Interestingly. Oh, yeah.
I mean, definitely like a dark fruit.
Yeah, dark fruit, dark berry.
It doesn't have like the dark fruit, like barley wine notes coming out. It's definitely a stout. But it's definitely got like very like heavy dark fruit figginess kind of coming out of it.
It's mostly berries, though.
Yeah.
On the nose.
Yeah. The barrel does get buried on the nose on this one.
Yeah, so. the barrel and the traditional stout characteristics get buried. Of the three,
this is the one that has like the least barrel characteristics coming off the nose.
I agree.
All right.
Let's check it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So the berries definitely shine on this one. It's a tart berry too. It almost lingers towards like a sour with the amount of tartness coming out of it. I don't know which berry is which. I have no idea any of these berries. I can't speak to any one of them. But they're definitely tart berries with a dark fruit notes coming out, but more of the, let's say dark fruit, more like the tart cherry, cranberry dark fruit than their strawberry, everything else that we normally used to. So
I agree with you. I think that the berries are very well blended. I mean, you can't really discern what you're tasting from a berry perspective outside of it being dark fruit berry characteristics, but it is the prominent character on the palate of this beer. Similar to the nose, you're not getting a lot of stout characteristics out of this. It's very berry forward. You get a lot of that. You do get a tart berry hit up front, although I think that tartness kind of dissipates pretty quickly to the mid palate. It kind of switches and you kind of get this kind of sweet berry flavor mid palate through the back end of the beer, but in a very like elegant, very like refined, drinkable way.
Yeah, like it's like it's made really well. It's a well done beer. It's just not for me though.
It's
like if the one thing like. And BCS has done this a few times in the past. They've done a blackberry one. They've done a blueberry one. They every now and then do these like these berry variants of these, and I've never been a big fan of them. And I think this kind of falls in that same line. I like when it gets, and the Banana Fosters I get kind of is out there too. But like I like kind of the more traditional styles of very limited variants. This one for me is just it's not my alley. I think my personal opinions and my personal preferences, I'm not a big fan of this.
Sure.
But it's a well-made beer. Like I don't want to like turn anyone off of it. It's well-made. It's just not for me. So.
Yeah. I agree with you. I would say I probably like this the least of these three standard variants of Bourbon County Stout this year. However, I do think it's, to your point, very well made. I think that the berry characteristics are done well in this beer. it may not be my taste profile. It may not be the type of beer that I typically would go for, but I do think that it's very well done for its style, and I appreciate it for what it is.
So you're scoring this, or are you putting it?
I'm putting this at a 3.75. I still think it's really, really good. I like it. I enjoy it. Not even close to the top tier of even Bourbon County Stout variants that I've had historically, but I still think 3.75 is a really good score for this. And if you like berry and you like that vibe in a beer, this might actually work really well for you.
So if you like berry and you like that vibe, you kind of like that blend of like sour with your barreling stouts, I think you're in the right spot. If you don't, you're more on my end of the spectrum where I don't like that blend. And this is a preference thing. I think the beer is really well made, but I'm gonna say 3.25.
Wow. Wow.
It's not for me. And I was really hoping, because I've tried this before and like I didn't like it at the time. I'm hoping maybe today I like it more. I just don't. I don't like berries in my barrel-aged stouts. It just doesn't taste all that good. I think it's confusing. But I think it's a well-made beer. So I want like, let me stress, like, this is a personal preference thing more than the quality of the beer.
Sure.
It's just, I don't.
That's
This
fair.
stuff's not for me. So.
That's fair. Okay.
All right.
Well, fun stuff. This is 3 of 6 variants of BCS this year. I'm sure we'll get the rest of them on the channel here over the next couple months as we work through a few episodes here. Lots of stuff to review. What's super fun, I'm impressed with the base this year. I think the base is
great. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. The Bananas Fosters are a very nice complement to that. And the Backyard, again, is a unique twist on how they do this. And you got to kind of like that style, I think, to really be into it. So thanks for checking this out. What are your thoughts? Have you tried these 3 beers? What do you think? How wrong are we? Or how right are we? Let us know in the comments. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Facebook. We are on Untappd. We are on TikTok. We are here on YouTube. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see all of you in the next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.